Everyone grieves in their own way after a loved one has passed. There are support services to help people find what works best for them, individual or family counseling or group therapy. And sometimes people want to help themselves, but they don't know where to start. Joining me now from Edwards Funeral Service with some advice is Funeral Director Beth Buxton, along with Bereavement Care Coordinator from Gentiva Hospice, Bob Burnett. And welcome to both of you.
Oh, thank you.
Beth, it's so nice to have you back, and I think that many people find it interesting, I know I do, that you as a funeral service offer more than just helping people plan a funeral. You do offer some of that grief support for folks.
We really do. We have other support systems in place, free resources like Bob, who helps many of our families. He gives very generously of his time and efforts to help people in a group setting or individual or even phone counseling.
So you kind of have some partners in this, helping people.
We really do. We have to have our partners because we're not licensed counselors, we're licensed funeral directors. We're out here to make sure your arrangements are taken care of. We coordinate all those efforts with churches and our chapels, but something we want to do beyond is make sure families are taken care of afterwards.
And Bob, that's where you come in, and you're a bereavement coordinator. What does that mean?
Well, the coordinator part is my favorite term because I don't have to be an expert with every issue in grief. That allows me to be flexible enough to refer persons to more specialized therapists if I feel that they need so after doing an assessment with that family.
And so you can talk to folks and kind of get an idea of what it is that they need, what would be best for them.
That's right. Grief is not the same for everyone. There are no rules for grieving, and there's no timetable for grieving. And so we use a number of resources to help people find support.
When people don't know where to turn, Bob, where do you start with them?
The first place that I start is themselves. And most people already have coping resources, either internal or external in their life. They just never have identified and articulated it. And so I first start with a sense of faith and spirituality, whether that be religious or not, but they have something that provides meaning in their life. And then I ask them to consider their friends, their family, even their hobbies.
We've talked about counseling, group counseling, family therapies. Those are in more than one individual participating. If that doesn't work for some people, how can you help someone who is really determined to do it on their own?
The first thing I would encourage that person is permit yourself to grieve. Let it happen. You cannot run away from it. It's going to be a part of your life for the rest of your life. I am not one who believes in the term closure. I believe in movement. And people learn how to return to life with a new normal. They're forever changed. But they need to permit themselves to grieve because the depth of one's grief is always proportionate to the depth of one's relationship to the loved one that they had lost.
That's very interesting, all of that, and so relatable, I think, to so many of our viewers. Beth, when you're working with folks, how do you know when you need to contact Bob? How do you get people to accept what you want to try to offer them?
Sure. When I'm in the arrangement conference itself, I talk to those family members. I let them know that it's extended to them as well as other family members, friends, anyone in the community.
Especially children, too. It can be difficult on children.
It can. It really can. So all age groups, gender, it doesn't matter. We want people to know that this is available. So I always offer it to all of our families. And as I said, I just contact Bob, let him know who needs their help, a little background information about that family, some of what they've went through. So when he calls, he's not going in, totally blind to the situation, because some of it can be very sensitive. There's all kinds of ways death occurs. So I just want him to know a little background, and then he's so great that he contacts them and works with their schedule.
And as we wrap this up, Bob, I know there are people who love to help, want to have empathy and sympathy. They're not quite sure what to do. Just a few quick things, how someone can help a friend or a family member going through something like this.
Well, just be present with them. You don't have to have answers. Listen. Let them just be and let their grief happen as well. And just be a supportive, caring presence for them. Silence can be a wonderful gift. And the support that is in that will be a great help.
Well, that's great advice, Bob. And Beth, thank you so much. Great conversation.
Thank you.